Alright, we're back. We're here at the ETA HQ. It's me, Andrew Chadwick, your certified strength coach here at the ETA. And we're going to get into a great exercise for you and a great kind of pattern that we want to be working on, which is key for golfers. Make sure you go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're staying updated with clicking that bell in the top right hand corner so you're notified whenever we've got new videos coming out. But we're going to get into the video. Let's get to it. One of the best and safest ways that you can train the hinge pattern is a hex bar deadlift. And whenever we do an assessment with our athletes, we'll always be able to tell whether they're good at hinging, whether they need work. If they're good at hinging, we'll go straight into maybe kind of a good morning RDL. We'll start to kind of develop the posterior chain and then build up into our hex bar deadlifts. But one of the things that we always want to look at is how well can an athlete hinge. And if we've noticed that there's any problems, and I'll show you how to test for that, we would then start to build it back up. But if we've got an athlete who we're testing and we want to look at how well they can hinge, we'll get maybe a dowel, a rod or something, and we'll attach it at 3 points. So lower back, mid back, and then the back of the head. From here, we'll have the athlete hold on to the dowel, take a kind of golf posture or golf stance with the feet, and then from here we'll ask them to hinge on the hips. And now we want to see that the dowel stays connected to the back of the head, the upper back, and that lower back as well. Now if I really wanted to kind of exaggerate it, I'd really have the athlete try and hollow out a little bit more and engage through their kind of lower abs and their core, deep core muscles, and then hinge again. So again, I would have my hand on the dowel, but you can see here, everything's connected. I've hinged really well, and I'm in a nice kind of comfortable hinge position. Okay, again, golf posture would be here. How can the athlete hinge effectively and be in this nice neutral position with their upper body? Now, if we get an athlete that can do that, if we take an athlete and we train them on that, we then start to incorporate more advanced movements. Hex bar deadlift is a great way of being able to incorporate this. And so, with a hex bar deadlift, we essentially want to coach the athlete relatively strong kind of correlation to the stance that they would have in their golf position. And so we may get an athlete that goes a little bit wider, especially if we're doing a little more kind of power stuff. If we're going a little more kind of speed pull, we'd go a little bit narrow with the feet. But what I'm looking at here, can an athlete get into a nice position? Are they hinging well? If they are, then we'll get the hands on the handles of the hex bar, feet relatively close together, stomach's nice and tight, everything's engaged. I'm feeling the tension in the bar, and then from here, I'm going to drive my feet into the floor and stand on it with the weight. And so the big thing that I'm cueing here is I'm not telling the athlete just to pull as fast as they can. I'm actually cueing them to feel the tension in the bar and push into the ground as fast as they can to then stand on up. And so what we're really trying to focus on here is what's going down into the ground that's then sending them up. And so it's not a case of just pull from the floor, stand on up as quick as you can. It's actually push down into the ground as hard as possible. One of the big things we've got to talk about with golfers is that ground force reaction and how much rate of force of development are they actually putting into the ground to then shoot on out. And so as we start the downswing, there's a slight squat. We push into the ground as hard as possible. Those vertical forces really come into play, and then we're transferring that through the legs and obviously into the through swing. Folks, that's this week Friday Fitness. Go ahead and give the hex bar deadlift a go, but make sure you can hinge effectively. So go ahead and grab yourself a dowel and just test your hinge pattern. If you're good with that, obviously use your RDLs, use your good mornings, get better at hinging, but also start to incorporate the hex bar deadlift. You're going to see that your strength goes up. If your strength goes up, you're obviously going to see that your power goes up. And if your power goes up, swing speed is going to be good, but you're also going to maintain posture on the impact position with that increased speed. Go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back next week with another Friday Fitness for you. I'm Andrew Chadwick, your certified strength coach here at the ETA. Take care.